Good evening and good night. Welcome to my show. Let's talk about Torah. Tonight, I want to talk a little about the children of Israel when they were coming out of Exodus. And the Creator, Yahweh, chose his people to be a chosen generation, a chosen people for the Master's use. And in the book of Exodus, starting at the 19th chapter, I'm going to go into around 19:5. Chapter 19 and 5, when he talked about the chosen people. And here the Creator says, "You should be my treasured possession among all the peoples." This promise of special election, of chosenness, has been a core factor of Hebrew life for thousands of years. And this is commentary. It's a time of stress. It was a source of hope and reassurance and Jewish survival, or lack of a better term, Hebrew survival. Might not have been possible without the conviction that Israel was indeed God's beloved, destined for high purposes and spiritual glory. From this, some have drawn the conclusion that, in fact, the concept of chosen people was essentially a survival mechanism, and that the biblical phrase, whatever it is meant to this day, became a foundation for self-exhortation, religious conceit, and a false sense of superiority. To be sure, Israel's free will was not entirely free. When meeting God, one is no longer in the realm of unlimited choices. The encounter leaves man with demands that can be rejected only at his peril. This is the meaning of the Midrash tale, which pictures Israel at Sinai and a God holding up the mountain above the people. God says to Israel, his chosen people, "If you accept my Torah," he says, "well and good. But if not, I will place the mountain over you like a kettle. And here should be your grave." In one way or another, then Israel has dwelt under the obligation of election. How much of this was the result of later interpretation and reinforcement is surely hard to say. But the overwhelming experience of Sinai gives strength to the belief that here, the sense of being God's particular possession was first experienced by all the people. They may each have heard the message differently, some in absence of physical abundance, others of spiritual opportunity. But wherever it may be, the uniqueness of God's care for and love of Israel suffused the vision. Israel was to be a holy people, set apart for his service. This would entail great happiness as well as deep suffering, hope as well as despair. The privilege conferred on Israel was the privilege of dwelling in the court of the Almighty. Always ready for every task, prepared to do his bidding. In the biblical text, therefore, the revelation is followed by laws, from the exalted rules of the dialogue to ordinary regulations governing the diverse matters. In the conceptual world of the Torah, as well as post-Torah Judaism, God is served not so much with principles and pronouncements of faith as well as the mitzvot, indeed, with which to approach the infallible presence as the God who hears prayers and who protects his people. In so much, I will leave to say that when God chooses you, you are destined for a purpose in life, a purpose that sometimes you may not understand the path where the Creator would have you to go. because essentially it's not about you or I, but it's all about him, the creator of the universe. And he has designed a purpose for all of us, each of our lives, to serve him and to bring about a certain glory to the world, for healing, for enfoldment, for enfulment, prosperity and abundance as well. So remember, when you're going out to and forth, always put God first. The creator of the universe is the master of all things. Beside him, there is nothing. Beside him is all vanity. If it's not about him in fullness, it's useless. It's all vanity. It's all void. And that too shall perish. Be blessed and good night.